Okay. This is the first real attempt to do a video blog, and so we've been trying different things, seeing what we could do with it. There's a couple of reasons that I'm doing this, is that I've been playing with the internet for a really long time. And in fact, if you look to your left, which I believe should be over there, if you're looking at this on my blog, when the wind blows from that direction, at deanbaylog.com, you'll notice that over there on the left, you'll see, again, over there on the left, you'll see that I've been writing the blog for a little while. And at the very bottom of it, you'll see my online novel. My online novel is something I created back in the 90s. It was called the Marx-Lenin Gratuitous Image Page. I suggest you look at it. It's a wonderful thing. I spent a lot of time putting it together, and you should like it. However, now technology has moved on, and I moved from creating web pages like that to the blog, which is more recent, and now I'm moving on and trying to video blog. And I've found that video blogs come in one of two flavors. Either they are very directed little rants, or whatever you would say, about very particular things, like rants against the government, or rants for the government, or rants against particular vegetables or something. Or you have the other side. Oh wow, look at the sun. The other side, where essentially what you have is just rambling, stream of consciousness rambling stuff, and stream of consciousness rambling stuff is kind of what I do. So I thought, that's a good thing. And I thought that I should also take this time to explain that I come by this rambling quite honestly. We can go back years and years, 40 plus years back to the late 60s and early 70s. Excuse me. When I was back in high school. And I would be out at night with my friends, and I would show up back home in beautiful Chippewa Lake, Ohio at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And there would be my mother sitting at the kitchen table, drinking Maxwell House instant coffee and chain-smoking Bel Air cigarettes. Now, it wasn't that Mom was waiting for me. Nope, that was fine that I was out. No big deal there. She apparently just did this all the time, whether I was coming in at 2-3 o'clock in the morning or not. So I would come in, and the first thing Mom would always do is ask me if I wanted a cup of coffee. I didn't drink coffee then, and although I quite like coffee now, I still don't really care that much for Maxwell House instant coffee. So anyway, she'd always ask, and I would always remind her that I didn't drink coffee. And then I would sit down and light up a cigarette, sit down with Mom, and listen to Mom tell me what was going on that day. Now, you have to understand that Mom had some issues with pronouns. She used them a lot, and to the exclusion of proper names. So I hardly ever knew who she was talking about. It was always she, or he, or they did such and such. Occasionally it would be a we, which would at least give me that she was involved in it. However, that was one. Wow, jet planes. The other thing that Mom wasn't really all that good about was time sequencing. You could never really tell when something happened during the course of a day because she never really used time, and she sometimes didn't get the whole linear idea of time all that well, so you never really knew exactly if the sequence that she told the story in was the actual sequence of events. So, what I found, though, is if I sat there long enough, that eventually Mom would repeat herself. And each time she repeated the story, she added a little more detail. So, eventually, after sitting there for, say, an hour and a half, you could actually piece together who he, she, they were, and a rough estimate of the times that these things happened and what sequence they actually happened in. So after an hour and a half, you could actually figure out what Mom was talking about during the first 10 minutes. What does that have to do with anything? Not terribly much. I will point out that Mom was a bipolar paranoid schizophrenic, which did add a little excitement to it all. But I guess the whole idea was that, I think I can ramble on just as well as Mom without actually being diagnosed as a bipolar paranoid schizophrenic. So, I think we're going to go with this because I kind of like the way this looks, and we'll see what we can do with it. So, thank you for watching me on DeanBailog.com, and catch you later. Let's just hit this little button here now. Wait a minute, where is it? There it is. Oh, yeah.